Hello and good afternoon. My name is Mia Weworka and I will be hosting tonight's segment of 6th Street on the Jab. Today we are discussing refugees and immigrants with a focus on the Syrian refugee crisis. As you may know, many anti-immigration laws have been passed, causing major backlash. Our first guest is Zoe Pennybaker. She's out on the field with some protesters rallying against the new laws.
Thank you, Miel. Today I'm out with the protesters here in downtown Albuquerque. Right now, there has been many laws passed that some view as being racist or out of place. Some of these laws are preventing refugees from entering the country. This has majorly affected those in unsafe countries. With me is a Syrian refugee, Scarlett Abraham. Scarlett, what is it like for you, being a refugee, hearing about these laws preventing people like you from coming to save their lives?
Well, Zoe, it's hard. I was very lucky to have the opportunity to leave Syria. Last year, my 2 kids and I left for America, and my sister was killed in a building fire. I wanted to take more family with me, but it's very tough and expensive to leave. Now that these laws are just adding another layer of hardship, there's a very slim chance of the good Syrians being able to save themselves.
As you can see, being a refugee in these trying times is not easy. Having people who want to keep you out of the country can be a very stressful experience. In fact, many people believe these laws are benefiting the country. Julia, how do you feel about these anti-immigrant views?
Well, like I said before, it's never going to be easy being an immigrant. People always assume you aren't a good person, so you get used to people not wanting you there. But now that these opinions are high up in the government, I don't know what this means for people currently trying to get out of the country.
Thank you, Scarlett. Neil?
Thank you, Zoe. Now for some different opinions, we have a member of a local anti-immigration group, the Nativists. She has openly stated her dislike for immigrants on multiple occasions. Grace, how do you feel about the Syrian crisis?
Well, I think they can find other places to go. I mean, there are plenty of countries like Switzerland and the United Kingdom that can sustain refugees and immigrants. This country is already teeming with undocumented immigrants, and we don't need more who might just take advantage of health care and other things that they could just really use. And I'm not saying that immigrants shouldn't be helped, I'm just saying they can find help elsewhere.
Grace, how would you say the United States can help refugees and immigrants?
Well, for one, we need to teach them not to be babied. If we let them in and give them whatever they need, they won't be able to look out for themselves.
Grace, in a recent study of immigrants and native-born citizens, immigrants commit crimes at a lower rate than people born on American soil. Additionally, it has been proved that immigrants do not take advantage of health care, nor do they take jobs from Americans. What is your word on this?
Well, I'm definitely not going to doubt a scientific study, but any job an immigrant takes could be taken by an American. And if someone who is living here and doesn't pay taxes, they are abusing the great system that we have.
It looks like we have a call. Caller, you are on the air.
Hi, I'm calling from El Paso, and I would just like to say from experience, immigrants are not committing crimes, and they are not doing anything wrong. They're just trying to leave a bad situation. I think that if you are saying that they are bad people, you are putting them at an unfair prejudice.
Well, I see where you're coming from, but the facts are there.
Listen, I know I'm not going to change your mind, but you should just engage in some contact with immigrants. Your opinion.
Well, as you can see, this lady is delusional. It's people like you who are spreading fake news.
Thank you, Grace. Now we will be meeting with Immigrant Statistics Analysis, Miles Belmore. Miles, what do you think about these new laws, and what do you think they are going to mean for immigrants and refugees?
Well, Mio, it means lots of paperwork. It means having to go through a lot of struggles and having the constant fear of not being let in or being deported. I don't think it's any good for immigrants, and especially refugees.
A little while ago, we spoke with Syrian refugee Scarlett Abraham and her views on these laws. Do you think Syrians will be affected more or less by this?
Actually, no. It's already pretty difficult to leave Syria. So once they find the resources to leave Syria, it's a bit easier because they aren't going to go to America. The group we are worried about is the Mexican immigrants. They are very unwanted in parts of America, and they're deported most often.
Well, that is a sticky situation. Now, recent claims have stated that Mexican immigrants are taking jobs, taking advantage of food stamps, etc. Are these allegations true or false?
Now, there have been quite few studies on these subjects, and all of them have been conclusive that there is not immigrants going to head with Americans for jobs or food stamps. These accusations are just not true.
All right, well, thank you, Miles. This subsides tonight's segment. Remember to check out our Instagram at 6th Street on the Dab.
Well, Mia?
No, you have to wait until I sit down.
Okay.